All right.
Welcome back. It's day 5 of 5 days to change our approach to holiday eating. So, we've been exploring practical strategies and mindset shifts that support healthy eating throughout these months. How can 2025 be the year that you get slender for good and put dieting behind you forever? It makes me passionate. By committing to truly healthy eating, because that's what I have found is the whole secret. You have to be willing to learn how truly healthy eating is different from what you have thought it was, right? You have to recognize, you have to come to learn what are the understandings I have that are not serving me, that have some nuance off, or that are just wrong. I had so many that were just wrong. So we have to find what truly healthy eating is and how it's different and find a proven, effective, truly healthy eating approach. I think there's plenty of things we could do that would be healthy eating that would not lead to weight loss, probably. But it is definitely not about, I just have to eat less and less and less. That's just not the answer. So we find what's a proven, effective, truly healthy eating approach, and we make it a happy habit, which is relevant to this week, right? We need to make these habits run day after day, month after month, without a bunch of exceptions, including the holidays. We can still participate in the various holiday traditions. Right now, what we have where I live is Dia de los Muertos.
Mm.
Traditional food at this time of year, well, there's lots of things. There's mole, there's lots of things, but one big thing is bread and chocolate. Hot chocolate with bread dipped in it. Yeah, and it's very big trouble for me if I decide, oh, I'm going to participate in that. It can be trouble for me for a long time if I give in to that. So we can participate in these holiday traditions without eating in a way that ruins our health when we're super clear about it. We don't even have to do that for one day. If we indulged in sweets or cocktails or pastries, processed snacks one day of the year, it wouldn't kill us. We'd be fine. But that's not the situation we live in. It's now most of the foods and drinks in our environment, and it's most of what we're eating and drinking. It's partly because those things are designed to be as addictive as possible. That serves food industry profits. I think it was you, Catherine, who was mentioning textures yesterday, and they're figuring out even how to make the textures of the processed foods super appealing to us and have like the different textures and sweet and salty and fat all together. So this is one reason that we hear constantly, it's no big deal, just have a little, it's a treat, we can make up for it later, we'll start again in January. These are terrible ideas as far as our health goes, but they're ideas that are around us all the time. We've all said them, I think. So in Slender for Good, we're about getting sustainable, healthy weight loss results. And this is exceedingly rare because of what's all around us. So we have a proven, truly healthy eating plan, super clear and specific. How much fruits and vegetables should I eat? How much proteins and fats? How much whole grains to get the results I want and to get them to last? This is the first key to success. If we have an unsustainable approach, like I'm just going to eat less and less and less, or I'm just going to indulge and then restrict, indulge and then restrict, we can't get to healthy, sustainable weight loss. It's just not sustainable approaches. Our piecemeal, best guess eating approaches are not adding up to good results, and they're not going to. So getting super clear exactly what and how much to eat to get results makes the healthy eating habits quite easy. This is where my Slender for Good clients tell me every week, this is easy. I know it. So I'm share Lily's story today. She's another Slender for Good success story. If you want to see a lot of them, they're on my Slender for Good website. I think there's like 25 now. Some people will not share their before pictures with me. I don't always have the before and after pictures because the people don't love it, right? But Lily did. She felt like she knew so much of how to eat and how to lose weight, etc. And it always worked before menopause. And then she always says she had her first hot flash and she gained 10 pounds in the next month. She tried for 10 years doing what used to work and getting worse and worse results, eating less and less, frankly, and getting worse and worse results. She always says, I got the whole formula in Slender for Good. So she just, like most people who have gotten these big life-changing results, she learned to eat in this healthy, slenderful way in the first couple of months of the program. After 10 years of zero real weight loss, she dropped 10 pounds in the first 8 weeks. And over the next several months, she achieved her full desired weight loss goal and she transitioned to weight maintenance eating. It's a bit of a transition where most people start just eating whatever they used to eat and gaining the weight back. So she wants me to tell everyone, Ginny, I don't like the name of it, maintenance eating, but it's really important to tell people this is a time that you need support because you quit getting the feedback of weight loss. It's the time when you usually would start going back to eating what you've been missing. So it was a really important phase. So Lily really opened up, even though she felt like I'm an expert at this, I'm really good, I've always known what to do. She really opened up to learning, well, what actually works for lasting results at this point in life. And she just opened up to learning how to do it. She dove into the eating approach. She got 12 months of coaching and support for making the healthy eating habits automatic. We went through her birthday and times of travel and times of season changes and holidays. Her mom went into a nursing home and she needed to go stay with her for a month. And so how do I do it in this circumstance? And how do I do it in that circumstance? It's a matter of building skills and mindsets and getting it just more and more habitual. So by the end of 12 months, she was happily and consistency sustaining these habits. And she says, it just keeps working like magic. I find it's virtually impossible to find good, clear, specific answers for what truly healthy eating actually is that's proven effective. And that matters. Getting super clear and specific about truly healthy eating matters if you want life-changing results, because as I like to say, vagueness is the enemy of results. We find that in all kinds of interventions in my field of psychology and mental health. It turns out to be true with healthy eating as well. So this is really the first thing. We need a proven, effective, healthy eating approach. That's the first secret to turning off the fat switch and living slender again with a healthy metabolism. But then how do we keep the slender, healthy metabolism results, right? There's more to it if we want the results to last, especially given our history and our cultural influences and our emotional attachments. So the rest of the puzzle to getting slender for good, it's really important for me to share before the event is over. We tended to assume this is about discipline, it's about willpower, it's about character, but that's not really the best way of thinking about it. It starts with using this approach that works. No matter how hard you try with unsustainable approaches like dieting, they're going to let you down. They're not going to work. So we start there with an eating approach that's proven effective, predictably and reliably, including for people like us. In my case, women over 50. And then it's about getting the mindset shifts and the skills to keep eating this way regardless of circumstances. And a lot of people find that successfully navigating these different challenges, it really helps to have some coaching, some support, and a community of other people who are doing the same thing. Because we're really changing our hearts and our minds about what's good to eat. And our whole community that we live with is leading in this typical way, global diet way, right? So changing our hearts and minds, it really helps to have coaching and support and to get really consistent with the healthy eating habits, to build the skills and the confidence and get to a point of effortlessness. So I love every time Slender for Good clients tell me this is easy. It's really effortless. It's actually simpler and easier than what I was doing. That's how it needs to be, I think, for it to be really, really sustainable. It can't stay hard. So this is exactly what I designed the Slender for Good program to do. I meet with Slender Mastery clients just about every week of the year, so everybody can support each other, building stronger and stronger skills and mindsets, and getting really consistent with healthy eating. Getting to this is so easy. So I believe that's what we want. We want healthy eating that makes sense, that's enjoyable, that keeps us slender, and that gets easy. So we can do it all the time, even during the holidays. We should not be living our lives in this space of overindulging and then restricting to get control back. It's exhausting. It's a tremendous waste of our lives. So the holiday season is one time we face extra challenges to our healthy eating habits, but we've been exploring the keys, I think, to winning over those challenges this week. First, focus on eating abundant, highly nutritious foods. Keep coming back to that fundamental over and over. Make it a project. to eat a lot more of those things, especially fruits and vegetables. Second, do some planning and preparation for holiday events. Don't just go into it thinking by accident it's all going to go well. Be a little prepared. How can I eat highly nutritious foods? A lot of them today. How can I eat it at the event? Or am I going to need to bring some of it to the event to make that possible? Or am I even going to choose to eat abundant, highly nutritious foods before I go to the event so I'm full? And do I need to be prepared with what I will say if people ask me or challenge me? Like, people don't want to feel like you're unhappy, like you're not having a good time. They also don't want to feel like you might criticize their approach to the holidays. So I like to try to avoid those by being prepared with what I will say about just eating healthy, something that's really hard to argue with. My third point was raise your awareness of how the holidays really reveal how much we overvalue craving full, highly processed, non-nutritious food-like substances that are not serving us, that maybe, I believe, are a lot more toxic to our systems. I believe the research is quite strong on this. They are harming our cells, they're harming our gut, they're harming our brain, right? So raise your awareness of overvaluing those things. Oh, I can't wait to have that. And undervaluing highly nutritious foods. And my fourth point is really focus on the people. Go into these events ready to really connect with the people. We don't have to connect with people by eating and drinking the way they are, because that's going to lead to these lousy results almost everyone has now of being metabolically ill and being overweight and developing these chronic diseases of aging. So if we care about our health, choosing to eat what everyone else is eating and drinking is not going to be a good option for us. It leads to overweight and obesity and those chronic diseases. So we can choose to eat and drink differently and still connect with the other people. Maybe better, because we're not distracted by this overexcitement and stress over eating and drinking. So I want to ask you to consider how you're going to go through these next 2 months with greater awareness of what we're eating, greater awareness of how we're connecting with people, with greater intention about how do I want this to go, and maybe even plans to succeed. Like, what if you found you could thoroughly enjoy eating an abundance of highly nutritious foods, and really only highly nutritious foods? Doesn't that make more sense for human beings? Like, we probably are only meant to be eating nutritious foods, not all these processed things. It's not working for us. So what if you found you could thoroughly enjoy eating an abundance of highly nutritious foods and only highly nutritious foods? How would your life be different? If you could do that over this holiday season, how would 2025 be different? So I'd love to hear your lessons from this event. I'd love to hear back from you how your holidays go this year. My hope is that you'll make real progress at this time, realizing that truly healthy eating through the holidays is absolutely possible and highly rewarding. For anyone who's ready to get coaching, support, and an amazing community of other people doing this and finding it easier and easier, book a call with me. Finding the way to sustain truly healthy eating day after day, month after month, year after year gets easier and easier. That's not been our experience with dieting. It got harder and harder. This is completely different. And it gives you sustainable results that mean concerns about eating and drinking and body weight can be behind you forever. I just eat the way I eat. I eat and drink healthy things. Body weight is not an issue for me. That's all behind me. Like, what could you do with the time and energy that will free up? So that's a wrap on this event. Happy holidays with zero weight gain. I'm going to ask you for feedback about your takeaways, what you liked about the event, and what else would have been helpful for you. So stay in touch, healthy eating warriors.